although I go through the dark times, right, I harness that and I'm like, what can I learn from this? How can I move on from this? How do I take this and like capture it to turn it into something cool? Or what lesson do I need to learn? And that was this whole past year is like, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to learn from what I'm going through now?
Very special day in I Am Redemption. We got one of the OGs back, one of the original guests of I Am Redemption, my one of my best friends in the world, Mr. Russel Matthews. How are we doing, sir?
Fantastic.
Doing fantastic?
Yes.
Fantastic is good.
Doing great.
Bro, it's been a long time since you and I have sat down and done a podcast. A little bit different setup from the first time you were here.
Yeah, I like this one.
We came up nice. A little bit. We did all right.
Definitely. It's been a little bit.
How long? When was that? Year? 2?
I want to say about 2 years ago.
How's it?
Close to it. Probably a little under that.
The infancy stages. I was a baby then.
Yeah, but it was nice still.
It was awesome.
Give yourself some credit.
It was the shit. It was the shit.
Yeah, it was
I'm
amazing.
Just happy with the growth since then.
No, it's been huge. Super proud of you, man.
Thank you. Proud of you. There's been a lot of growth and a lot of adversity, a lot of things that have gone on in both of our lives. So it's the perfect time to kind of reconvene and sit down with one of my closest friends, bro. What the hell's going on?
Man, so many things have happened since we last sat down. Yeah. Going through business.
Well, real quick, for anybody that wasn't a part of the first episode and didn't get the treat, just what your name is, who you are, what you're about, what makes you tick. Little brief monologue.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm Russel Matthews, and man, I'm coming up on 16 years sober next month.
Years.
Yeah, on the 27th of April. Jesus. At exactly like 9:15 a.m. I will never forget that. But yeah, man. So sobriety is a huge part of my life. Giving back is huge. Also, this whole past year has been a really large transformation in my life. But I'm consistently about growth, man, and giving back. So that's why I think you and me click so well, because we have the same mission in life. Both approach it in a different way, but I've had multiple opportunities over this past year and like multiple signs to go in certain directions, and so I'm just following the path that's laid out for me, man. That's kind of where I'm at currently.
So you originally you got sober from what?
Well, I was kind of an everything guy, but opiates were my deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was my main like love that like took me down there towards the end. But man, I also like was a super alcoholic. Like if I didn't have what I really wanted, then I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it was both ways, but really anything to change the way I felt at that time in my life.
Just to kind of paint a picture for people because they see this person now, this 16-year sober guy. Just to paint a picture for people, could you kind of go back to maybe one of your rock bottom moments, and do you have a little story that kind of can encapsulate what life used to look like back then?
Oh yeah, man. So I think my perfect like timeline is right before I ended up getting arrested. So like at this time, I have a daughter who just turned 24 last month. Had her when I was 16. Her name's Fallon, and at the time I wasn't able to see.
Also my niece's name.
Yeah. Amazing.
Crazy.
Great coincidence. Wonderful name. I only heard that like twice, I think.
How'd she spell it?
Fallon?
Mine's Pha.
Oh, okay.
But
that's kind of
dope.
Cool. Yeah. I've never seen it spelled like that. Small side story. So I went to high school with a Fallon, and that was the only one I had ever met.
Yeah.
And it like kind of inspired that name for me.
I love it.
But so, yeah, at that time I wasn't able to see my daughter. So because of that, like I went off on this spiral, man, and started drinking like crazy. And I remember this moment where I'm like locked in my bathroom trying to hide it away from my girlfriend because I'm like so miserable. I don't know what to do with my life. And her thing was meth, and I didn't even like meth, right? But I'm in there like filtering through these cottons, putting them on a spoon and trying to like inject myself, and I'm crying at the same time because I realized that I don't know how to stop anything. Like I have no control once I put some chemicals into my body. So that was like my first my rock bottom moment where I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do anymore. And I felt defeated and just conquered by my life at that time, and mainly the drugs that I was doing, but also the lifestyle that I was living. Like there's no way I could keep that going without crashing and burning. And shortly after that, I ended up getting 3 DWIs and 2 possession charges, which led me to jail, which led me to get sober. And like there's a whole backstory on that. If you've seen the podcast before, like I kind of touched on that. A lot of people in the courtroom were sober. The judge was sober. The judge had like 20 years at the time. And I didn't know this until later on. Like I went back to thank these people for actually not sending me to prison and sending me to rehab instead to get some help. Mm-hmm. So like it was a whole thing, man. But yeah, that's one of the biggest rock bottom moments in that bathroom crying, man. I go back to that when I think about life now and like how much it's transformed from that to this. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah. Cause like I shouldn't have made it.
Right.
There was many moments where I had overdosed or flatlined or, woke up like just barely hearing my heartbeat kind of stuff. So yeah, man, I'm definitely blessed and very grateful that I got the help that I needed and that I was able to reach out and ask for it at the time. My lawyer was the son of an alcoholic, and that's how he got through to me. He was like, man, I know what this looks like. Do you need help? And that was like the first time in my life where I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I need help.
For sure. So you've been one of the most consistent people that I've ever met in life and recovery and all that. And you were doing well from the moment I met you. You were already, I think at the time, like 8 years sober, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
I remember you were 7, 8 years, 9 years sober because I remember you gave me your 8-year chip.
That's right, I did.
And that meant a lot to me. But bro, this man used to pick me up from the treatment center and take me to some of my first meetings. You were one of my first friends in recovery. So you played a fundamental part. I think I went and saw my first sober concert with you. Like a lot of milestones with you, brother.
Yeah.
But I've only ever known you as this stable guy. You know what I mean? And when I met you, you were in a healthy relationship, a good job and all that stuff. And so, now as I've continued to know you, double-digit years sober and continued to progress and all that. And within this past year of life, it's the most adversity I've seen you go through. And I think it's a testament to the type of person you are because you put so much good energy out into the world. You've handled what I've watched a lot of crumble a lot of people. You've handled it in stride and kept a positive outlook and a positive attitude. You care to touch on any of the thing because that's people can hear about all the good stuff, but it's the adversity we go through that lets people know that we're like, we are more alike than we are.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I can totally touch on that. So there was a period of probably about 2 years at the end of my marriage, which I'm going through the divorce processes right now, where I was looking for who I was. Like I kind of lost myself inside of that relationship, mainly trying to sacrifice as I was taught because I was brought up like, hey, if you're married, like you're going to do everything you can to keep this, to stay in there, right? And it wasn't until like towards the end of last year, or actually towards the middle of last year, that I started to figure out like if I'm not happy, like I shouldn't stay in this. Like, what am I doing? And at that point, I tried everything that I could to resolve our situation, right? But there's just a disconnect there, man. I just continued to grow, and I feel like she just was okay being the same, and that's fine, right? But for me, that's not okay. Like you know me, I got to continue my growth process, and there's things that I want to achieve. So I started to fill in the gaps internally, man. Like I saw myself kind of like rock bottoming emotionally at the beginning of 25, last year, and I was like, man, I got to do stuff about this. So got into some inventory work, got into what I like to talk about emotional sobriety wise. And that's a huge thing that people don't talk about, man. Emotional sobriety is real. They see people and hear people with like multiple years and they're like, oh man, he's got it together. And the truth is like, no, no, shit still gets weird. And I feel like people get more embarrassed to share things because they feel like they're supposed to be this certain person and project this like health, right? But the cool thing is like most people want to see the realness. They don't want to see you like, oh man, life is great. Life is awesome all the time. They want to see like, oh man, what are your struggles that you're dealing with at 15 years? Because like I want to know what I'm looking towards, right? I want to know what I'm going to run across, what kind of speed bumps I'm going to come across. So that was one of the main ones, man. And inside of that, I learned more about myself and what I want and out of a relationship, or all my relationships, really, to the point to where, like, if you're not like us, right? Like, you're not trying to progress, or like, you're not going to show up for me, I'm not going to show up for you. Like, I don't have energy for that anymore. So people in my life now are ones that feed that energy, right? That I can give back to. And I invite other people in, man, and give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to be like Xing people out just because they're not matching my energy at that moment in time. But with that, I started to learn more and more about myself, and continuously having these signs to, like, I need to do my own thing. I need to be fueled by my own processes, my own business, my own time. I wanted my time back, man. I lost so much time feeding into the industry I'm in currently, and a different element of it. But luckily, like, I ended up getting fired in October, and it was for some bullshit reasons. I'm not going to get into that because, if any of them watch the show, I'll hear some backlash from it. But I also don't want to mention their name because I'm not trying to give them a shout out at all. But losing that job is what fueled me to like really just dive into opening my business like I've been wanting to do for the past couple of years, which I was hesitating on because of my emotional growth at the time. So I thought that my emotional growth at the time was more important, and also stability financially, right? And so you face all the fears whenever you go in to start your own thing. You're like, man, how am I going to make it? How am I going to pay my bills? Well, luckily that rug was swept out from under me, and I do really good in the fourth quarter of life, like all the time.
Crunch time?
Yeah. Crunch time comes around,
against the wall, let's go.
And I'm going to get it. And it doesn't matter, right? So that was what I needed, was to be tossed into the fire to see what happened. It's been almost 6 months now, and most businesses crumble in the first 3 months, and I've been able to maintain on just word of mouth so far because of who I am and how I've shown up. And so that's why I kind of gave y'all that basis, because, like, through my connections, like yourself and so many other people that I've touched, they all came out of the woodwork, man, over the past 3 months. And it almost brings me to tears when I think about it, the gratitude I have for that. And all I did was just show up, man. I showed up for these people genuinely. And when I ask somebody how they're doing, I actually care, and I want to listen to what they're doing in their life and, like, go through that. And they see that. And so now they see me, oh, you're trying to do your own thing? Let me help you. And so now the tables have turned. People are helping me. And that's huge for me. And it takes a lot of humility, I believe, inside to actually allow people in to help. Coming from getting all your own shit together your whole life and, like, this is mine, I need to do this. For me, now it's like, well, I need to let people in.
Yeah.
And I've started to do that, and so many wonderful things have happened internally and externally because of that.
Yeah.
There's freedom in the letting go piece of it. And so that's kind of what all that turmoil brought me to, was like just letting it be, let things be what they are, let life unfold, but show up.
Yeah. I was, I kind of had a behind the scenes look. Was I the best? No, I wasn't the best. I was in your wedding. Or was I the best man?
Yeah, you're the best man.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to miss.
How'd you forget that?
Bro, it's been a lot of life in the past couple
Your
years.
speech was phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I'm just making sure, the pressure of being on camera right now, I didn't want to say the wrong thing, but
no, you're right. You're the best man.
I'm also good friends with your soon to be former wife. Yeah. Y'all are two amazing people that I love dearly, and so it's been awesome to see how, you guys, I haven't been on the inside, but it seems about how you guys have gone through this process, and it's been a lot cleaner split and more amicable than most marriages or relationships would be. So
grateful for that.
And bro, I think it just goes to show the type of people you are, and I think it's very nice to see, especially in a day and age now where two people can amicably split, still be good, still care for each other, but understand we're just not good together. We're on different paths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's how it ended up.
Yeah,
we're still friends. Like, there's no like true disconnect there, and that's the cool part, is we've been able to communicate through all of this and come up with a reasonable exit for both of us to be okay, and it's been great. To be honest, I've heard some stories of people getting divorced, and it's terrible. In this case, it was just two people that grew apart from each other.
Right.
You know?
But that shows, I think you said emotional sobriety, but that emotional maturity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To
For sure.
not react like that, and to be able to split like that. So I think right there, that's somebody right there drawing on the tools that they've learned through this whole process, through recovery, through life, that they're able to draw on their tools now, instead of just letting all that shit go by the wayside and throwing everything you've learned or been through the past couple of years, actually applying it
Yeah.
and being better for it. So I think it'll be two great things in both your guys' lives, and you know, I mean, hopefully everybody goes on to do great things. But the way you've taken it in stride and still continued to be you all the way through the process, and be vulnerable with what you're going through, because I think what you said earlier is a very, very big thing, where even in my case, where you feel you have to be somebody all the time. And so whenever I share going to a meeting or any of my meetings, like, I always tried to lead with vulnerability, because that's what did the most for me, is when I saw strong men get vulnerable. And I've even had conversations with friends that, you know, they wait till they're going to be the last person to share on the meeting so they could fucking dunk it home to everybody. And it's always from this place of knowledge and strength, and it's never any vulnerability, where it's like, bro, that's not real. Like, even the best men go through fucking bad days. Like, when are we going to show that side of it? And you've always shown both sides of that. So that I very much admire out of you for always staying true to that shit.
I learned early on, man, that vulnerability is strength.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the way that I was taught surrender, right? Surrender is choosing the winning side, not giving up. At first, I was like, oh, I'm giving up. I'm quitting if I surrender, right? But no, surrender is sweet, man. There's freedom in that. And there's also freedom in vulnerability. And once I learned that being vulnerable with other men allowed open conversation and allowed progress with myself and them at the same time, I was like, well, I got to keep doing this. Like, this is huge.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just vulnerable with everybody. And to be honest, man, I'm an open book now. Like, I don't hold things back anymore. You ask me a question, I'll tell you. Like, I'm not scared of my past. I'm not scared of what I've been through. And I'm definitely not scared to face any fears anymore,
right.
which is a beautiful thing. But like, it took work to get there, right? Like, I had to practice continuously this freedom, this giving back, but also letting go while I'm doing it all the time. It's a perfect exchange, but you got to kind of learn what fits for you. And what fit for me was one-on-ones with people, right? Like, sitting down and sharing some of that dark shit that I've been through, and letting them share theirs, and like, not being like, oh man, you did what? But being like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you did? And make it kind of minimize it. That way they feel more comfortable. And also, man, like, the psychology of all that is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I got lucky enough early on to do some of these cognitive studies and like learn how to talk to people, man. Because when I was back in my addiction, like, I didn't know how to communicate properly with people, nor did I know how to communicate my feelings or emotions or anything that I'm going through in my life properly.
Mm-hmm.
It all came out as frustration or anger, or I would pin it all down and funnel it into something negative in my life. You know, now everything is funneled into some type of positivity. Although I go through the dark times, right, I harness that, and I'm like, what can I learn from this? How can I move on from this? How do I take this and like capture it to turn it into something cool? Or what lesson do I need to learn? And that was this whole past year, is like, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to learn from what I'm going through now? It's pretty cool to look at it that way, but it takes that total shift to do it.
Right. This is going to sound fucked up when I say it, but I was so excited to hear you got fired. Number one, I was nervous. I was hoping you were okay, obviously. But
Right.
I've heard you talk about starting your business for years now. And the one of the most important conversations I ever had was with your brother-in-law, where he posed to me the question of when am I going to build something for myself? And I don't think, up to that point in life, I didn't have the confidence to like take that jump yet. And like you're talking about, and so many conversations that I've had today, this past week, this past month, have been everybody getting to that moment of like, man, I really want to do this, or I'm going to do this, or I should do this, but fear keeps them right in that same position, and they don't walk through the fear to make the decision to get on the other side, to go out and achieve whatever it is. And sometimes life has to put us into a scenario where we're forced to make that decision. and luckily God saw fit. Where it was like, hey, it's time for you to go.
It
Time
just
for you to
threw
do some
me in
new
there.
shit,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
it ends up being one of the biggest growth things. Bro, I can't even fathom what my life would still be like if, whatever it was, a year ago, a year plus now, if I didn't make the jump to do this shit full time. If I was still working for somebody else, I'd be going fucking crazy. And it's the best, most freeing thing. I was scared for about 24 hours. That first day was like, oh fuck.
What do I do?
And then the next day was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was ready. What has that process been like of you like walking through that fear?
Oh man. So just let me give a little backstory on myself real quick. So I've been in the industry that I'm in right now, lawn care, tree care, for
When you say lawn care, people think you're mowing yards. That's not what you do.
no chemical treatments, design programs to be able to like fertilize and treat insects and disease control, all that type of stuff. I also got my arborist certification and horticulture degree while I was at this job. So like it was a huge,
Man knows plants.
yeah, basically a plant doctor. But it was huge for me that somebody gave me that opportunity. And you talk about my brother-in-law, Luke, like he was the one that inspired me to do all this stuff, right? Because he gave me a chance, man.
Yeah.
I was early on in sobriety, and I'm like diving from job to job. And I'm like, what do I want to do in my life? I don't know. And so I found this thing, and I was like, I'm going to put everything I got into this, man, because somebody gave me an opportunity. And I remember when they handed me the keys to my work truck, and they were like, this is yours. And I was like, what? Y'all trust me with a truck?
I get a truck.
Like by myself? Like no one's going to supervise me? And that was huge for me that somebody trusted me like that. And so I didn't take that for granted, and I kept that same gratitude going through the years, man. And, you know, thankfully for them, they reached a point of growth where they wanted their time back also, and that's what inspired me. I saw them sell the business and like step off and like do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But they helped so many people in the process. And so that's my motivation going into my business. I'm kind of taking that same stronghold of like, I want to do this to help other people. And yeah, it's scared, but I'm scared, but I keep thinking of that piece, right? Like I know I watched them build that, my sister and my brother-in-law build that, and like it was hard, right? And I watched them go through all the struggles, and I watched them go through the changes and see the adversity and still continue to give back everything that they could. And they still do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're successful because of that. And I've watched a lot of successful people do that, give it all back and see what happens, right? Because it comes back to you tenfold. And so that's not my only motivation, right? My main motivation, because I fell in love with that industry and what it did for me, and it allowed my hunger for knowledge to thrive, right? It allowed me to start to look up these things. I don't know if you remember this, but you and I had a conversation about music where you were like, bro, do it all or like don't do it anymore and like find your thing. And that was about the time in life where I was like, all right, I'm going to give everything I got to this. I'll learn everything that I can. And I ended up becoming invaluable because of that, but I didn't do that on.
Hopefully you look back on that as a positive conversation.
Oh, I do.
Because that was a tough conversation to have.
It was hard. Yeah, because like I love music and I really wanted to continue to do that. But I realized really quickly that I didn't want to travel the country and be away from my family all the time. And I also didn't want to be in places where alcohol's everywhere and like live out of hotel rooms and stuff. I just realized that wasn't my life. And I still write songs, but like I don't need that to be okay anymore. And I used that as a filter when I was early on in sobriety. But like back to the fear thing, man, fear's a hard thing to handle. So I've always just hit it head on, man. Like fear of heights. I climb trees now with chainsaws. Like I still have that fear, but I harness myself inside of that to gain my composure. And so that's what I try to do with fears, just in all walks of life. But this one's huge, man. Financial fear is big for a lot of people, and it's hard to go out on your own, right? But if you utilize the tools that you have around you and use your network, there's no way you can fail.
Yeah.
There's just like no way. We have so many tools now, like, ChatGPT and all these different things that can help us organize ourselves or get ideas to be better. And just talking to other people in whatever industry. And so that's what I've been doing, is talking to some of the guys that I know that have gone out on their own and done their thing, and like picking their brain, like, hey man, how did you do it? And I end up getting referrals from them because they're like, oh, dude, you're doing your thing now? Well, that's not what I'm doing. But if I hear something, I'll tell them. And then it's grown from there. So it's been a beautiful thing. But that fear is hard.
Yeah.
Because it creeps up on you. You don't even see it sometimes where you're like, oh, man, this whole week I've been like stressed out about something. And it's always money. Unfortunately, we need money to keep things rolling. But at the same time, we don't really. We need relationships. We need connections. And so that's my goal, is to try to continue to connect.
Yeah.
And the more I can connect with people, I believe that I'll be successful.
I believe it 100%. I was talking to a buddy yesterday, and we were kind of talking about networking, and he was just saying, he's like, I don't really have those people in my life. And I was like, well, bro, I didn't either. You got to go out and find them.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go surround yourself around the people that have what you want in life and fucking figure it out. Like, you got to get out there and be uncomfortable and walk through that uncomfortability, walk through that fear, and show up to that shit, whatever it is, whether it's a meeting, a run, a fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Show up.
Be there.
It's the biggest thing ever.
Be a part of, yeah.
So you started your own business. It's got a very interesting name. Let's hear the name, let's hear what it is, and let's hear why you have the name.
Okay. So Second Chance Tree and Landscape is the name. I started off with tree because that's my basis of knowledge, right? But the landscaping part is I can do pretty much anything. But the second chance piece of it, man, is I was given a second chance at life. And the way I'm looking at this part of the industry is I'm trying to create something new to where when people see that name or hear that name, they think, oh, man, well, I need to give my home place, my peace and serenity that I come home to, I need to give it another chance. And like, let's make it right. And also, like, I deal with a lot of unfortunate customers that have had, you know, just your Joe Schmo tree trimmer come by or your neighborhood landscaping guy come by and kind of mess some stuff up. And so this is an ability to get another chance to make that right also. I'm a visionary, man. I love the design part of it, so I've been focusing on that as well as the tree trimming, right? But more so just overall landscape refreshment, man. Like, I'm trying to redeem that property to fit the name properly, you know what I mean? Show that place some redemption, and also knowing plant life like I do, I know what fits well and what doesn't. And so those types of conversations is where I'm the most valuable, and that's the target that I'm trying to hit right there. Really, like, you know, realtors holler at me, but that's the game, right? Is like, hey, I'm trying to sell this house in a week, and we need to make this look nice.
Right.
And so I'm going to show up, make that curb appeal happen, transform that property into something that's like, wow, this place is nice. I remember now why I love my home.
Right.
Because I feel that way about my house, man, and it's always a good feel. It's like getting a haircut. You come home and you're like, oh man, my garden's looking nice or whatever. This is nice. Going in your backyard,
Edges looking
like,
crispy.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you mow your own lawn. When you're done, you're like, oh man, now that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I want to recreate that feeling while I'm also giving back to, you know, people I love, and also giving new people an opportunity to shine and to fall in love with something like I did. I love being outdoors, so it's like, if I can be outdoors and get paid for it and also get some of my freedom back, why not?
Right.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. You've always been somebody that I've been able, you work the program, you know, you work the steps, you sponsor a lot of guys and stuff like that, but you kind of have I don't want to say a different take on the 12 steps or whatever, but I think you and I both have understood the 12 steps for it to be the tool that it is, and not the all-encompassing world everybody tends to make it.
Right.
Tends to make it be. And so you're always the person, whenever I talk with somebody who's been having a tough time finding a good sponsor or has had a bunch of traditional sponsors, like, I always send them over to you, just because you seem to have a different take. And then anybody that I've ever seen worked with you has come back raving about how's it been. What do you think your view is so different than other people that are out here sponsoring people? Or like, what do you do that's so different?
Man, so shout out to good sponsorship, because that's how I got the ideas that I've gotten. But the way that I look at it is like, yes, the 12 steps are great. It's a wonderful basis of how you're going to grow. But if you stick with just that, that's what you'll get. Mm-hmm. So I started to kind of tailor these waves of movement, and like, I've been through a couple of men's groups, right? Now I'm involved with yours, which, thank you for having me on that. That's amazing. Monday nights.
Let's go.
Come fuck with us.
On fire, East Side. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. But no, man, those ideas and that realm of like vulnerability, like we talked about earlier, I bring that into working with other guys. And since I've done that, man, like huge things have happened. I've been able to inspire a couple of guys that I'm working with to start their own thing also, or to just feed back into life, right? Like find your path, do your thing, man. Like feed your need for growth and like do that. Don't get stagnant. And so that's what a lot of my work is surrounding. But I go outside, man. There's different processes that I bring in, like a self-development book, or like, what are you trying to do with your life? You know, what kind of relationships do you want to connect with, and what do you want to do? And so I get their goals and then tailor it to them that way, because no one did that with me. They were just like, here, this is the way it is.
Right.
You have to do it like this. And I was
Right.
like, but I'm not that way.
Yeah. You've continued to build on it.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. Now I want to be this, or I want to go this direction, or I'm trying to go internal, and like, how do I work on my spiritual life, or how do I work on my emotional life more than just staying sober? Because after when you get sober, it's like, cool, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Who am I? Where do I go? All those questions start to happen where you're like, shit, man, I thought I knew what I wanted, but I don't. And that's okay. That's a big sign of growth whenever you hit a speed bump and you're like, oh man, what do I really want to do? It's a great question to ask yourself. So I know that I've gone through those adversities with myself, and when I see that in other people, I can help with my experience. And so experience is key to all of this, man, to pull people out of darkness. I think that's the best thing that I have, is like just sharing with these guys what I've been through and how I came out on the other side.
Hell yeah. It helps a lot of people, bro. So keep doing that shit.
I will never stop doing that.
You've had an inside look, because you knew me before I was doing any of the stuff that I do now, and so you knew me as I was just getting involved in the running and just starting off with ultra marathons and all that. And you know, you've come and you've ran with me, and you've fucking come and run races and all that. But you've showed up to anything I've ever done, and I appreciate you more than you know for that. One of the biggest things I keep talking about is the people I surround myself with. There's one common thread between them all, and they're all people that show up. Anybody that's in my inner circle is not people. If you're in my inner circle, you're people that show up. If you don't show up, you're just not in the thing. And when I say show up, I'm not saying you got to be at everything I ever do, but the people that show the fuck up, like when it's time to show up. What has it been like for you, just having, you weren't a runner before, you got in, you ran a race, but to also watch other people, you know, from when I first started off, and then I Am Redemption, the podcast, all that, to now, like, what is your vision of it been? Because I'm so in it, I don't get to ever really take a step back and look. And I'm not looking for kudos or anything, but like, what was your experience with it, or what experience have you seen for other people?
Well, I can't help but give you kudos on this, because I've watched you from your first apartment to now.
Man, that was the fucking studio apartment.
Yeah, bro. On the third or the second floor, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Damn, I didn't even remember about that.
That was wild. So helping you move in there, and then also like watching that whole thing unfold, right? That's what happens. That's what I love, is I get to watch people explode their lives and turn into this person that they were meant to be. But for you, man, it's been really special, because like you said, I used to go pick you up or bring you back to rehab, or, you know, back and forth to meetings. And then when we had time to hang out, it was like cool, but it was mostly at meetings at first. And I just remember that first time you came around, we started talking about hip hop, and that was it. It was done. We're like, oh,
Sealed
yeah,
the deal.
We're locked in.
Yeah.
We're the same people. Oh, you like opiates? I like opiates. Okay, yeah. And we just chopped it up from there. But that's how it starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, man, the growth from that to this is insane. And that's why I show up, right? When you ask me, hey, can you be there? I'm like, absolutely, I'll be there. What? Yes. I'm moving things around in my life, because that's important. But making that sacrifice for other people is what has helped me in the end. But I didn't expect that. That's the thing, is expectation is huge when we're talking about integrity, and I see that in you, right? Like, you show up because you want to show up, because these people are valuable to you.
Mm.
So all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm going to be early.
Yeah.
And that's how I am now too. And that's one of the biggest things I saw with you. And not only that, but your inspiration for others. You don't even see it, because that's just who you are. And that is
We're talking about I Am Redemption right now, not me.
Well, this
Okay,
thing,
go ahead.
This thing evolved because of that.
True.
Because of
That
the
is
way,
true.
because of the way you show up and treat people, right, with respect. And so
I'll give you that.
people saw that happen and wanted to join, and that's how this whole ball rolled downhill and became huge. And that's been a beautiful thing to watch, and also very inspiring. So I don't know if I've ever told you, but you have inspired me also.
Thank you, bro.
In that way, and I'm sure so many other people. But you show up genuine and authentic, and that's what people want to see, man.
Mm-hmm.
When I go through Instagram or like when I look at something, I want to hear the realest statement from somebody. I don't want to see some AI shit. I don't want them to fluff it up for me because they think that's what I want to hear. And that's what real people go for. And so that's what I think I Am Redemption has brought to your life, is the realness that you were craving that you didn't have before. And I've watched that unfold, and it's gorgeous.
Good shit.
Yeah,
Good answer.
it's beautiful.
What was it like for you going out there and running your first ultra?
Oh, man, it was crazy. Luckily, we got to prepare properly. I
Mhm.
think we had like 90 days to prepare, right? But, man, I remember this moment. I was training, and everybody else had dropped off because they were doing the 25K.
So for those that, let me just catch you up to speed real quick. There was a point where we had gotten a group of people together that were all going to run their first ever trail and ultra races,
Yeah.
and then we had them out there every week. We'd go on our runs, and so I along with Joe, my coach, was training everybody up for their first trail races and their first ultras
Yeah, which
in
was
Bandera, Texas.
awesome. I think we started out with 20, like almost 20 people, and then we ended up with like 5
Yeah,
that actually ran it.
that's how running goes.
Best of the best.
We weed out the week. I'm kidding.
It's messed up. No, but that one was rough, man. It was COVID time, right? It was like 2021 or end of 2020 going into 2021. And we went outside because we're like, we can't sit inside and just mope around. So we went outside, which was great. He asked me to come be involved.
Never bought it from the beginning. Never bought it. Go ahead.
He asked me to come be involved in this training for this running to help inspire, and I ended up getting involved in it. But I fell in love with it, man. Running did a lot for me at the time. It helped me to push past my limits and show me that like I can do so much more than I think I can. And it reminded me of that, right? Because I knew that somewhere deep inside, but it helped remind me that I can do way more than I think I'm capable of. And that first run you took me on around the lake, you showed up and you're like, so how many miles, what's the like longest you've ever run? And I was like, I think it was like 7 miles at the time, right? Yeah. And you're like, okay, let's meet in the morning, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. So we show up. We ran Town Lake that day. It was 10 miles. And I was like, oh, shit, I did that. That happened. And it was oh, shit moments after that continued where I'm like, oh, shit, I just ran 15. Or we went and did that 10K, I think it was. Or no, that was 25K, first one. Did that one, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I did that. And I'm not dying was the thing because I trained. So teaching me about mileage, get these miles in repetitiously. That way your body starts to get used to this running, right? And you can break past those barriers. But the moment that I remember the most, I think, was running through Bull Creek in Austin. Everybody else had stopped already, finished their miles that they needed, right? And I ran a whole fucking marathon in the hills of Austin by myself. And when I finished, I got back to my car and I was just like, I don't care if anybody's here. Like, I did this shit for me. And it was a huge realization for me to be like, well, I'm not doing this to look good. Like, this is not a performative thing. This is breaking down barriers within myself. And that's what running became for me. Although I didn't know it unfolded that way, that's how it unfolded. So that moment echoed into the race and ended up finishing that 50K race in Bandera at 8 hours exactly. In the rain, by the way. Let me mention that.
Cold.
It rained the whole time.
Cold.
Yeah, it was probably about 39 degrees. It's snowing in Austin, not over there. But, yeah, that was a rough race, man.
How good did you feel afterwards, boy?
So good.
Right?
I couldn't believe I did it. I remember showing up to the start line, and it was pouring rain, right? I'm in some shorts and like a windbreaker jacket, and I'm freezing my ass off. And I looked at the people in the tent, and they got like little personal heaters next to them, and they're all wrapped up and stuff, like checking people in. And there was a moment where I was like, I could literally just turn around, go get in my car, and go home.
That's that moment right there.
That was the moment.
That's that moment of fear.
Yeah. Well, fear kicked in, and I'm like, but I just kept walking. And I remember the thought. The thought was like, nah, dude, you trained and did all this shit to get here. Like, you're doing this race. You're going to take your ass and get that number and run.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did. But those are the moments that like help me in life. So running compared to life is amazing, man. It's a great comparison. Like, if we battle ourselves, we'll definitely show up well in our other areas of life. And I take that into my workouts as well. Like, all of my elements of fitness, that's huge for me.
Yeah, dude, the running has been it's been one of the biggest metaphors for life ever for me.
It's
so
huge.
many different layers.
Yeah.
So many different layers, and then once you truly understand, it's more mental than it is physical. Once you can get a couple miles under your belt, everything's mental after that. You know
all of it is, yeah. And then it becomes spiritual in a race, though. That last little piece.
If you can get it there, if you do a long enough race, for sure.
That last little piece of that 50K was like, oh, okay, I got to reach down in there.
Yeah.
And pull whatever is in there out.
But then your threshold for pain and all that stuff is now up here.
Yeah.
Because before it was down here, now it's up here. So now anything you come up against in life, you've already been up here, so you know what that feels like.
Yeah. So
and none of this compares.
None
anymore.
of it matters anymore. You're like, that's not hard.
It's
I did the hard shit.
It's literally the best metaphor ever.
It's huge.
For trying to sell somebody on running. What So you just started your business and all that stuff. Where are you looking to see yourself in 5 years?
So my plan I actually went through recently, man. Like, in 5 years, I want to have a small crew of guys and, hopefully have my own shop, but be able to, like, kind of step back a little bit and, like, go travel and live life. And, like, that's the goal, right? I think that's the American dream for a reason. It's like people want their time back.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to so many friends of mine, and they're like, man, I did, 5 hours overtime this week. Or there's just so much overworking happening because we're trying to feed this machine, and I don't want to be a part of that machine. I want my people to be able to have days off, or like when their kids get sick. I don't want somebody to be like, oh man, you're not going to come, and be like frustrated with them. Be like, dude, I understand. We'll figure it out. Because life happens. So that's the only real goal I have, is to have a small crew going of people that I can help feed their families, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. I don't care about the money. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this to get my time back and to help other people do the same.
Yeah.
Whether it's the customer or somebody that I'll hire, right? And also to connect to people in the industry and show them, like, we can all do this the right way, and, like, feed back into life and not, like, take away from it, right?
Yeah. You said something, and I think time is so valuable, and I think now as I've gotten older, now I truly have started to understand how valuable my time is, and I don't want to waste it, and I don't want to, if a person or a conversation or whatever, like, I don't want to waste my time anymore. And the way the world has been set up for us is like all this, we have to consume everything, you know what I mean? Where we run out, and I'm guilty of it too. Got to buy new sneakers, got to buy this, got to buy that, got to buy that. But at the end of the day, dude, it's like, if my bills are paid, I'm fucking good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't stress about my bills anymore. Everything else is just stress after that point. But getting back to, like, I was talking about somebody was thinking of, like, what to get their wife as a gift, and I was like, how about you give them a memory instead of a gift?
Oh,
Like,
there we go.
take them on a trip, take them on
Have
a
an
vacation.
experience.
You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
truly what matters. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think sitting back on my deathbed, I'm going to be like, man, I'm so glad I got all those presents or anything. It's going to be more of like, man, I'm so glad we went and did this. We went and did that.
Yes.
And so going along with what you're saying is like getting back to time of the more and more this world moves over towards AI and screens and all that shit, is the more pull I feel to get away from it and try to center, obviously what I do is filled with screens and social media and all that stuff, but I'm very good now at being able to disconnect and go back to this world and stay connected to that, because the longer I stay connected over here to all the screens and just consume this fucking negativity every day, it's not good.
No,
and that's not what I want to do with my time. Honestly, and if hopefully she's not listening to this to hear this, but my wife has been a good lesson. She makes me want to put my phone down, because she loves a good doom scroll at night.
Oh, that's why you don't want to. I was like, why do you not want to hear this?
No, I see it. She does her
That
doom.
makes
She
sense.
does her doom scroll at night, and the way my schedule has been now is we really don't get a time to sit and actually converse until the end of the fucking day. We're
Right.
getting into bed. Well, that's the time when she wants to shut her brain off and scroll TikTok, and that's my time when I'm like ready to like rehash the day or talk about what the goals, whatever we're doing, and all that stuff. And so it infuriates me when I look over there and I see this blue glow on her face, and I'm trying to talk to her and she's not paying attention. And so that's what makes me constantly be like, I don't want to do that. Because for one thing in my life, in my recovery, is I've started to learn from other people's mistakes. And so like I'm able to look around and be like, I don't want to do that. I'm never going to do that. Not going to do that. That's not smart. Like
Never doing that again.
before, I used to think like, oh, they just can't do that shit. I can do all this stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now it's like, now this shit I'm going to stay away from. But seeing people being out every day, at, you know, you go out to a restaurant right now, guaranteed you walk in there, more than half those people are on their
And they're on
fucking
their
phones.
Yeah. It's terrible.
And I hate that fucking.
I don't like it either. I think we should all make designated times where we don't touch that phone.
Right.
And I've been doing a lot of that lately too. But I mean, yeah, we need it, right? It's a tool for us now. You know, we didn't grow up in the era where we had a computer in our pocket. Now, this younger generation, that they're fueled by that. And unfortunately, it's turning kids into like not being able to make decisions for themselves, having emotional disorders. All these other things are branching off of this, and it's terrible. But to remember where it all started and to have gratitude for what we have, I think is huge, man. And that's really the purpose. Like, if you're trying to go into business for yourself, you're selling you, right? But more importantly, what do you have to offer, right? And for me, I'm bringing the knowledge, I'm bringing all this experience that I've had to other people, and not trying to overcharge them for it, and not trying to take advantage of them. Because I've seen people succeed more from showing up in integrity and realness with themselves than anybody who has like had that business mindset where it's like, I'm gonna step on you to get to that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that. So I've watched that unfold, like you said, so many times where I'm like, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
And the electronic thing is like huge for me. So I literally purposely try to have intention with my day, like meditate, do all these things, right, to keep myself centered. I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when your world's busy, it's like, well, I need this time for
Yeah.
me. Like this is what I need. And I'm glad you have that early morning. That's important, dude.
My morning prayer time, bro. It's sacred.
Huge.
Need it. Gets me centered every day. So you've recently dove into the world. We're talking about screens and all that, but you're a business owner now. And one of the things
Yeah.
with being a business owner is you need to get the name out there.
Absolutely.
Maybe you need to do a little content to let the people know what you're doing, what you're all about. So how are you feeling about diving into the social media world now as a creator as opposed to a content consumer?
I'm feeling good.
You're just now dipping your toe in. You haven't jumped in fully,
Yeah,
but
it's been a
how's it
couple
felt
weeks.
thus far?
It feels good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've had a bunch of my friends approach me, like, "Oh man, I saw your video. That's awesome." Or, "Hey, I didn't know you were doing your own thing. That's cool, man. I'm super proud of you." So a lot of inspiration is coming from it, right? But I think trying to show up completely authentic is gonna make it harder for me because so many people don't. And they do whatever gimmick they need to, or follow whatever trend that they need to get the likes, to get the views, to do the things, right? So it's gonna take me a little while to build it, but I'm stoked about it, man. It's been a long time since I was consistent on social media, so now having to do that and check out my insights and go through that and respond to people is different. But I don't mind it, and I still try to allot my time in the day where I'm not gonna touch this
For sure.
I'm not looking at views. I'm not looking for that.
Don't ever look at that.
That's not what's
Don't ever
thriving me.
look at that.
That's not what's gonna push me forward, right? But
The only time you ever check your views just to see if something's working or it's not.
right.
You know what I mean? But don't fucking get lost in those insights, bro, because it's just you're sitting there cramming your head full of numbers because the one thing you find out, and somebody may have a different take on this, but the things you think are going to hit on social media don't. The things you don't think are going to hit.
Yeah.
There's no fucking rhyme or reason what people like sometimes,
Yeah.
but if you have a good hook, good content, and you're getting the name out there, that's what matters. But there's this another individual we know, and he's very big into the content thing, but this dude is on social media all fucking day,
All the time.
It consumes him, and I forget where I was going with that. But you can't be I just watch people go down that rabbit hole where they allow it to consume them instead of using it for the tool that it should be.
Right. And I definitely am conscious of that moving forward. Like, I don't want that to be a part of my life where I'm like,
But it's a full-time job, bro. Don't get it twisted.
oh yeah, I see that now.
That was my wife's thing. She'd hang her hat on and it was like, well, you're on your phone all the time. Well, now I'm not on my phone all the time. So what do you got to say?
Yeah.
But
you've become more efficient with your time because of that.
yeah,
And that's the goal, right? Is to try to be more efficient with my time.
Hell yeah.
That's all. That's what I'm looking for.
Good shit.
And it's been cool. I've learned a lot of things that I need moving forward. And the thing I'm most proud of, I think, is not taking a loan. Like, I have literally done this job to job and budgeted my money and put the money back into the business and got the tools that way and like continue to stretch it out that way so far. Like, I know I'm not delusional at all. Like, I know at some point I'll need some assistance. But right now, being able to maintain it on my own has been really big for me because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that,
Right.
to be honest. And it's worked out really well. Now, in the sense of vulnerability, the last 3 weeks have been a little slower than the rest of the months that I've been doing this. But
We're moving in the spring.
yeah, and I've found my inspiration from others, right? Like posting the videos out and getting like verbal recognition in person from people. Like, hey, we see you doing your thing.
Yeah.
Like, and if I see somebody, I'll let them know what you're doing. And it's that piece of it that's fueled me up to this point. So yeah, it's been cool, man.
Good shit. What would you say to somebody who's out there listening to this right now and maybe they're going through a divorce or they're going through, you know what I mean, something tough in their relationship right now? What's your best advice for them as somebody that's freshly gone through it?
Let it unfold the way it's supposed to. Don't hide the feelings. Feel that shit. Go through that shit. Learn what you need to learn from it, and push through it with it, not against it.
Mm-hmm.
The harder you push against it, the harder it'll push back.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But no, man, divorce is a hard thing, and I know a lot of Americans go through that, right? I got blessed to have this situation because I had some real grown-up conversations with her consecutively, right? Like, we continued to talk about it. And when we came up with what was going to happen, we started talking about the hard stuff. Like, what do we do with the house?
Mm-hmm.
What do we do? You know, what are we going to do with this? Those conversations need to happen. And showing up as your best self for that with respect is hard when you have, you know, not necessarily regretful feelings, but like resentful feelings, or you're angry with that person, right? You want to show up in anger and battle and fight. I think that has been the biggest challenge in life to overcome, is to learn that life doesn't have to be a fight. I don't have to fight against things. I can fight with it and move with it and allow it to be what it is. And not be ashamed of my feelings, right? Like, if I'm sad, like in this certain situation, I was like, man, I missed out on all these years of my life. But I didn't. I had some beautiful years with this woman.
And you learned a lot.
Yeah, and some great memories, right? But I learned about who I was. And I learned about what I wanted, and it took that for me to become who I am now. You know what I mean? So I see the value in that. And that's really the only advice I can give, is try to see the value in whatever adversity you're going through at the time, and what lesson do you need to learn from that.
Yeah.
It's huge. If you can look at it that way and try to spin it positively, you'll gain more traction in your life from that situation and push away from it faster than you would if you just tried to, like, white knuckle it and be like, okay, I'm just going to deal with this.
That or being in the poor me type of mindset and all that
victim
shit.
mentality, yeah.
Hell yeah. So this is the fun question. Don't know if you remember what your original answer was, and I'm curious if it's changed since then, but you're walking out for the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World tonight. What's your walkout song?
Ambitions as a rider.
Is that what it was last time?
Tupac, no.
No? What was the last
I think
time?
I
remember?
said DMX last time.
Ambitions of a Rider, good one.
Yeah, that's the one, bro.
That's the one.
That's the one that pumps me up the most when I hear it come on. I'm like, yes.
Na, 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 na. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Sure. When that beat kicks in, I'm like, oh.
It's good shit.
It just makes me want to get ready. And
what are you bumping right now?
Oh man, so many different things. I've actually gotten into electronic a little bit. I don't know if we had that conversation.
No, we have not.
Don't look like that.
Judged.
I'm gonna show you some things.
Judged.
Don't judge me
I'm
right
kidding.
now. But no, on the hip hop side of things, man, I've gotten into some new guys. Like I still listen to Khan, and man, I could keep going off, but
New J. Cole?
I've heard it.
Not for you?
I like it. No,
Ooh, really? You're a big J. Cole guy.
I respect J. Cole. Yeah.
Okay.
He's just changed. He's changed, man.
Gotcha.
Like not in a bad way. It's just I'm changing. Let me say it that way. I'm changing in
There
my
you
life.
go. That was a more grown-up way of saying that.
And my taste is a little different
Gotcha.
right now. But no, I've been kind of digging.
Why do I still love the gutter shit, dude?
I don't know, bro. But you love it so
Love
much.
it.
That grimy shit.
I love it.
Well, that's where you came from.
Grimier the better.
It's funny. I
Haven't grown out of it.
I loved Texas rap for years, man. Like Lil Flip and all the Screwed Up Click, Zero, Trey, all them. Lil Kiki's probably one of my favorite out of the South. Like, and that'll come on, and I still love it, but I don't love it the same as I used to love it
Right.
anymore.
I feel you.
But I still feel that music, right? But I'm not living that life anymore,
Right.
so I can't like be like, oh yeah, and jam with people that are talking about selling kilos of cocaine and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't listen to none of that.
you
But
know.
I just need some. I need some high-level lyricism in my rap.
Absolutely,
That's what I want.
you got to have that.
Gotta have it. So, I know you had already kind of touched on your company and everything, but before we wrap up, who are the exact type of people that would need to contact you? Why would they be looking for your service, and why should they choose you over everybody else?
Oh, that's a good question. So I'm looking in the realm of realtors, people that are buying or selling a home. You have multiple properties that you have to tend to, and you want to talk to somebody that has reasonable pricing on keeping all that stuff nice and tidy, doing the tree trimming right, cleaning out the beds, mulch. Man, I've recently done a few rock beds. Like I have irrigation experience as well, kind of full spectrum scope. But to be honest, man, I'm going to give people a fair price because I'm not in this to try to win the most money, right? Of course, I have to lead a business and profit, but I'm not trying to maximize that way. I'm trying to create relationships, people that can have somebody they trust come through their property.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want people to feel like they can leave me there and go handle their business.
Right.
That's what I really want ultimately. But that attracts, new homeowners that are just going into a home and they're trying to clean it up the way that they want to, or they have a new design that they don't know which way to take, right? I have plenty of experience in the industry, pricing, all of that to be able to guide somebody. But more importantly, I know all the plants in the area. I know the native plants. I know the trees that belong here, that need to thrive here, what they need specifically. So having that arborist background and also the horticulture side of it gives me a little leg up in the industry. There's not a whole lot of people out there with the level of knowledge that I have on that. I can stand on that for sure.
Let's go. Love it. Say it with your chest out, bro. Love that shit.
Yeah,
Talk your shit.
very confident in that.
Good. Hell yeah. Well, where can they find you? How do they get a hold of you?
All right, so a few ways.
Make it easy for them.
You can go, so Second Chance Tree and Landscape everywhere. I'm on Google. The Instagram is Second Chance Tree _landscape. If you want to go check out some before and afters that I just recently put on there, go ahead and check it out.
Like, comment,
Yeah,
save,
like,
all that
comment,
shit.
share. Talk to it, but my email is on the Instagram, right? So if anybody wants to contact me, it's Russell at secondchancetreeandlandscape.com. 1 L in Russell, by the way. And yeah, shoot me an email. Talk to me. I'm a real person. I'll come out and treat you like a real person, and we'll have a conversation about refreshing that landscape
Let's
a little
fucking
bit.
go.
You know what I mean?
Love it.
Redeeming that property.
We're all about the redemption over here.
Yeah.
Good shit, bro.
Yeah,
I fucking love you. Anything I can do to ever support you, say the fucking word.
absolutely, brother. I love you too, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, always. So the way we like to wrap up the show. If you take a look into your camera and throw out a couple I am statements to let them know who you truly are. And I'm not trying to sway your opinion one way or another, but I am Second Chance, or I am Second Chance Russ. It has a hell of a ring to it, but go ahead. I'll let it be you.
All right. I am Second Chance.
Let's fucking go.
And I also am truth. And I am forgiveness. And I am vulnerability, which is strength. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
You're the fucking man, brother. I love you so much.
Love you too, man.
Fucking get it, dude. Hell yeah. Thank you.